Hello, hello, and welcome back, everybody, to another episode here on the Hermitcraft server. You know what I realized, everyone? We are over 1 year into this season, and I still don't have a tree farm built. I don't have my villager trading set up. I don't have piglin bartering this season. I have been, there's no easy way to say it. I've been slacking a little bit. It's true. But you know what really threw me? I was looking through an old creative world of mine the other day, and I designed a kelp farm like over a year ago. It's like a kelp farm that gives fuel and XP, and I was so excited about this thing, and it was supposed to go right next to this bamboo farm, like over here, and I still haven't built it. It's just been sitting for over a year in a creative world. It's like, oh, why? Why haven't I done it yet? And I don't have a good reason. I just been slacking. There's no easy way to say it. So let's get it done today. Actually, you know what might be kind of fun here is a little change of pace thing. I don't really show you guys how I plan my episodes. And to be honest, I don't have like a fixed format. It kind of always changes. But I have some general things I do, right? For one thing, I don't have like one main creative world, like a big super flat or anything. What I do is I take snapshots of the world I'm working in, whether it be on Hermitcraft or my single player. I'll get a copy of the world and I'll use that as my creative world. February 18th, that's from 2024, like the very start of the season. That's where my kelp farm's been, just sitting here waiting to be built over here. Now, typically, I do a lot of my building directly on the server, except for like little small farm projects here. It really depends on whether I think you're going to be like super interested in the project or if it's like something I'm mainly building for resources and I just need to have it kind of thing. This is like, I need it for resources. I want it on the server, but I don't know if you guys would really find this super interesting to like watch the building process from scratch, right? So generally what I'll do is I'll just build it and then show it in the episode how it works. And then we move on, like as a quick little segment thing. And I kind of did the same with the bamboo farm here. Bigger projects like Ravager Rush, I generally will build mostly on the server, and then I'll do little planning segments in creative. For example, I was trying to figure out how should I do the road, what color wool to use, if I'm going for carpet. Otherwise, if we go slabs, what's it going to look like? How much of this junk should I mix in with the blocks, right? You know, kind of get a feel for things. But rarely will I ever design it entirely in creative. And sometimes I'll go through different iterations in creative, and we ended up with the cartoon frog, which worked out a lot better. Another good example of how I plan things is over here with the path. So this is why I like having a creative copy of the world, because I can actually, like in the world, plan how I want things to go. And usually I'll do a little segment like this. And if it's feels like it's going good, then I'll do it directly in the episode, right? We did something very similar to this in the episode, not exactly the same thing. I don't think we used like the dripstone blocks in the final version. You know, I'll make little tweaks like that too, and just get a general feel if I'm gonna like it or not in creative first. Our 7-segment display for Ravager Rush there. Experimenting with different brewing station interfaces, didn't end up using any of those. Oh, this is kind of cool. For Ravager Rush, I was going to do like these little street lights instead of the barriers, but it just wasn't quite the right shape and wasn't really going to work out. But so I ended up scrapping that. Experimenting with randomizers, note block stuff I sometimes do here. That's like when you lose, except I think I cut out the first 6 note blocks. This is part of the shop over here, a little segment I wanted to build. This is the respawn system for Ravager Rush. Not like the final version, I made tweaks to it when I built it officially in the world. This is our Trident farm design, figured it out here. So like anything like complicated, I usually do in creative, but then the general work I'll do on the server. Actually, we should build this too. I built this like before the trial chambers came out, and I never ended up using it. But the idea is you put copper here. This is like a fun little decorative thing. You put the copper here to age, right? And then when it's done, we got obsidian over there, right? And the TNT will fall through. after it's fully aged, and that way we can just harvest it by pressing the button. it's dumb, but I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool. I wanted to put this in the moss pit area. The other stuff around the farms, though, like the ground, you know, this stuff around the border here, I didn't do any of that in creative because I want to still have that excitement of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, you know? Whether I do it in an episode or if I'm just chilling off camera doing it. It's good to have some of it not totally planned out, so it's still kind of fun, right? Otherwise, if you know exactly what you need to do, and it's just a chore to get it done, it kind of becomes like work to me, and I don't like that as much. Yeah, I find it really difficult to plan out an entire build like from scratch and like how it's all going to end up before I even start building it. Like that's not my thing. I like to, it's almost like I'm building a brick wall. Like we have all our other bricks here already, and we're just adding one more piece to the entire wall here, our kelp farm, right? And I can wrap my head around that a lot easier than like, this is what the base is going to be in the end of things, you know? I have no idea. Oh, no. Okay, this is going to be a little hard to explain. Honestly, if I hadn't shown you that creative world already, I probably would have scrapped what I did this episode and started over. But because you have some context, I can maybe explain this to you. It's going to be a little challenging. But we hit a big snag here. I was setting up the kelp farm over here, right? We kind of got this area figured out already. And it's like, okay, I want to continue, right? Let's get our kelp farm in. There's a flaw with it. So in Redstone, something that can happen is it'll work fine, like in the creative world. But now that I built in the world here, it doesn't work fine. Because based on position, if you don't tell it what order to activate things, it has to choose itself. So in this case, we're sending a pulse to this sticky piston, and the power should go through the block to that piston over there. But it has to decide, do I activate that piston first or this one? They're equal in terms of update order, so the game just randomly decides which one to do based on the position of where it is in the world. We want this one to trigger first, is the problem. So I am doing a invalid zero tick here, and I can't just, you know, like do it properly. Like I could do some stuff to fix this, but then I found out if I fix it and get rid of the zero tick and all that stuff, then it ejects an extra bone meal into the water instead of growing the kelp. Like it's all perfectly synchronized the way I had it here, and now that I'm changing things, it all falls apart. So it's like, oh, what do I do? So I went back to creative. Yeah, so in the end of things here, I did find a fix for the farm, and it's working just fine now. Basically, we changed this section here. We got rid of that unreliable zero ticking method with the sticky piston going up and down, and we have a guaranteed method here instead. In the game, if you power a repeater and a comparator at the exact same time, the repeater actually comes first in the update order, so that allows it to send its power through to the other side here. And then in the exact same game tick, the comparator turns on afterwards, extends the piston, and that cuts off the power. That's what we call zero ticking, when this turns on and off in the exact same game tick. Usually I avoid zero ticking in my farms because it makes it more complicated. It's harder to understand. But this is a weird case where the farm's actually less complicated if I have a zero tick in it, because then without it, I have to add a lot more redstone to make this work properly. So it's all good, right? But then I found out one more issue here. Every cycle, it's losing 2 bone meal in the dispenser. Because again, I had this like perfectly synchronized. Maybe there was a flaw in it before, I just never realized. I don't know, but we have an issue here. Okay? And the odd time I'm seeing kelp fly out of it. So it's not like a perfect farm. And I got thinking, you know, if I'm already zero ticking, like engineering a zero tick into the game that's perfect and reliable, why don't I see how fast I can make this farm? So I kind of sidetracked myself and built a new one. And I'm a little more excited about this one, but now I got a weird problem where it looks worse, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to incorporate it into the base, but I kind of want to build this one instead because it is actually 6 times faster and cooler. Yeah, this one's kind of crazy. But then this introduces new problems of, like the old farm, the whole idea was we're going to send the kelp to a bunch of smokers here. And then when we step on the pressure plate, it locks the hoppers. So then the kelp can build up. We can take it out and get XP to repair our tools and stuff that way. And we're gonna have like 20 smokers or so. If we're running it 6 times faster, we need like 120 smokers. Running all the time. So now I need to decide what I'm gonna actually do to make that happen, or if we're just running this for a little bit of time. I don't know what I'm doing. The funny thing about this, even though it's 6 times faster than the other kelp farm, the redstone is way simpler. It's just like an observer clock to our 0 ticker, and then it goes up a staircase to 3 pistons. We have to use 3 because it takes kelp a bit of time to break, and we can't break the bottom all the way to the top fast enough because we're growing like 12 kelp each cycle here. So we put 3 pistons in, and it breaks it every 4 blocks that way, and we did all of it. Most of this is just like, how are we going to supply it with bone meal fast enough? And we got like crafters, and like we have to have a minecart system supplying it with bone blocks. And the more I think about it, that probably best summarizes how planning my episodes actually goes. Because it's like, it never gets simpler than I originally planned. Oh, no. Always more complicated. Always stuff takes longer than I originally planned. And I think it's because I can't help asking those what if questions. What if I do this? What if I do that? I have to explore. I have to find out. And I have fun doing it, but boy, does it derail me a lot. In the past, I was more of man of action, though. I would just have an idea. I'd do it. I'd get it done. It was done. Usually it wouldn't turn out very good, though. But at least stuff was happening. Yeah. I gotta find that balance, that perfect balance, right? Anyways, we got the kelp farm installed here. I decided to put it down lower into the ground. I think that was a good call because now a lot of the dispenser noise will be down below and we won't hear it as much. You know, they changed the piston sound a while ago and then they reverted it. If they were going to change a sound in this game, maybe that clicking sound dispensers and droppers make. Oh, I hate that. That's a bad one. Okay, so the way we got this set up, I guess let's go here first. So we have this wire access room here. This allows us to check out the bamboozler. And then I just added a little passage over here to get down to the kelp farm. And we got it all installed. I added all this on over here. This is like some timing controls so that it will run. And then it stops every once in a while to let the kelp float up every like few minutes, depending what I set this hopper clock to, basically. And also it shuts off automatically if it runs out of bone meal, so it doesn't like drain the system and mess things up. And there's a lot of cool things about this. So we have a lever here. We can either pull it to let it run constantly until it runs out of bone meal, or we have a button. Like if a hermit comes by and I just want to give a quick demonstration how it works, I can just press this too. And we hit that, turns on. Because we're looking at the top of it, we see all the kelp, like a whole bunch of it going by, which is kind of cool. I think I like that. Overall, pretty simple design for this. Maybe a couple more details would help if I can think of anything. I like how we can see it from the sides as well as the fronts. All the kelp floating up. So this is just going to run for 1 cycle, by the way, whatever we have that hopper clock set to. And then it shuts off automatically. I did notice once I finished building it, I took like a step back. It's always good to do this. Take a step back and look at what you build. And from this angle, it's not great. I don't like this sharp line here. I think what I should do is like cut the roof more like this, like on an angle, and like make it come out a bit more. And then I think it'll look better, and maybe attach something to the top, the smoker room or whatever we're going to end up doing with it. Also, I made it so like if a hermit comes by and they accidentally put something in this barrel, there's an item filter so only bone blocks can go in here, and it won't end up in my crafters and jam them up. Oh, there we go. It's shut off. So that's 1 cycle done. And you'll notice like a bunch of it floats up and then a whole bunch starts coming up. Like this is all the stuff that kind of gets stuck down there because it has a hard time getting past the pistons when they're constantly running, right? Even though we're making water sources at where the pistons are, it doesn't have time to get past them when they're always going. And yeah, so far we just have the kelp ending up here until we decide what to do with it. And there's a lot of it. I'm not sure what to do with all this right now. I think I'm out of shulkers. Oh boy. Funny thing, when I was building this, I saw something. We got to go investigate this. So I went free cam. I wanted to see what was below here in case I was going to hit something I built before. And I checked down below. I was like, okay, I think we're clear. All is good. But then I saw this over here. I did not build this. I don't know what this is. It might be a trap from the exile stuff. I think it's through here. Yeah, I think that's it over there. Okay, I'm just going to get a shulker box real quick. I'm going to put my tools in just in case. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. Oh, wait, it's a door? Is there a trick to this? Can I figure this out? I bet you it's a sound door, like something with the skulk sensor, maybe. Okay, I'm going to pretend it's open. What is this? It's like a little, oh, you know what this might be? Cub was doing these like little secret bases around the server. I told him like I really like that idea. Maybe he put one at my base. Aha! Okay. A secret block. That's the trick.
Is this the secret base?
Or here.
Oh, this is 100% Cub.
This is so Cub, right?
Yeah,
This is so Cub.
This is more Cub than anything did Cub.
I've never seen this place in my life.
Right.
I like
Oh,
this. This is
sure,
nice.
sure.
I legitimately have never seen this before.
Chat is saying this is Joel's base.
Really?
Could be. There's honeycomb around here. He's all
Honey,
He does like
honey,
It's a bit of a
on the walls,
giveaway. Yeah. Why would
But
Joel have a
why?
base here, though? Like, I know Cub
Yeah,
did
that's
like hidden
strange.
bases around the server.
Yeah, I had a hidden Cub base at my base. I just dropped it on his base
Yeah,
a while back.
he did.
It would be appropriate for Joel to make a secret base in his little fanboy lair too. Yeah.
Could be.
All right, everybody, let's move on here. We're going to get to the tree farm building now, which I'm going to do it mostly off camera because I'm doing the exact same tree farm I built before, like 5 or 6 times at this point. I can't think of anything I want to change on it. I love it just the way it is, and I don't want to waste episode time if I've shown it already, right? So we're going to put it down at the end of the moss pit here, I think. I think it's a great spot underground. That way I don't have to worry too much about decorating it. I kind of just want it built real quick here, and just so we can get some logs, because I'm actually going through logs quite quickly this season. Been buying them mostly from the shopping district, but it's at the point now where I'm all out again, and it's like, I think it would be faster just to make my own farm compared to mining sand for Doc. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of mining sand for Doc, guys. I did it at first because I wanted him to fill up his hourglass, but it's full now. He doesn't need more sand from me, okay? So, to clear out the land here, I thought let's do the time bomb thing again, okay? This is pretty fun. So all we got to do is put in some TNT here. We use the crafters to automatically craft and place the TNT minecarts on the rails, and then when it runs out of the stack, it will automatically set off the bomb. Basically, the torch turns back on, and then the TNT minecarts plow into the wall over here, and they blow up a big 20 by 20 by 20 area. So this is a little more fun than digging. Let's do it. Back up real quick, just in case it goes off. I think we're good. Okay, I'm running. We'll go into free cam, we'll watch it. Hopefully it doesn't hit any of my moss farm stuff. I think it's far enough away. If I calculated things correctly here, it should be fine. Yeah, well, this is gonna be good. So we want to clear like all. Oh, it went already. That was fast. Oh, did it hit? No, I think we were fine. I think we just missed it. Perfect. Let's do one more time bomb here. This one's going to be a bit more unpredictable because it's right by the area we just cleared out. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm doing this because I kind of want to get some experience with these as well. Because I think they would be pretty handy if you got to clear out a large area. If you get like reasonably fast at using them. Basically, to calculate this, I just figured out the area I want cleared. Like basically 20 blocks below this square is what I want cleared. All this below us. And I'm just making sure I'm at least 10 blocks away from the walls here. And we are, so we should be good in this location. Let's do it. Oh, it's moving! Oh, why did it move? Oh, that scared me so bad. Oh, my heart, my life flashed before my eyes there when I saw that minecart move. Oh, snap. Okay, I think I got it figured out now. And honestly, this explains so much, like why our traps always backfire on us in the life series. Like, we'll plan them in creative before the session starts, right? And then when it's time and we set them up, they never do what we want them to do. And I think I know why. So they actually get placed with a little bit of momentum. I don't know if that's a bug in the game or what, but it's either towards the north or the south. I'm not sure which one. And if there's multiple minecarts there, when it gets placed with a bit of momentum, it nudges the other one in either this direction or this direction, north or south. I'm not sure. So we want the rail to cancel that momentum by having it this way. If the rail is this way, it's just free to go wherever it wants and blow up early. And I think that's what happened. Okay, so this time, because it's east and west, we're fine. I'm backing away fast, though. And is it going to blow up that lava pool? Oh, it kind of shot out this way a bit. Interesting. Okay, but that did a pretty good job. That was pretty good. Awesome. Well, check it out, everybody. We got our tree farm all finished up here down at the bottom of our moss pit. So we just kept this copper grate, this path going. Built like a little bit of a tunnel here. It's rough. It needs a bit of work. I might just put mud around it or something and get rid of this stone and granite and junk. Might do the trick, or I'll figure something better out. But we got the important thing done here. The tree farm room is all complete. And yes, this might look familiar to you. This is a remake of our Season 9 tree farm. I really liked this room. And I was a little bummed out. I kind of goofed around all of Season 9. I didn't really build anything. I didn't actually use my tree farm. Like, I did the boat road thing, and that didn't need any logs. And then I played decked out a bunch. And yeah, I didn't really do too much building last season. So this kind of just went to waste. And I think it's really good when you build something to try, like, take it in and enjoy it. Don't just, like, build it and move on. So I decided, you know, let's rebuild it here. Something quick I could do. And that way we can actually enjoy it a little bit longer. But the way this tree farm works is you put like 16 trees on the pedestal here in the middle. I am telling you, trees are really weird in this game. It's like you can bone meal them forever and they won't grow, and then suddenly something changes and then they all grow. Like it's time-based and random or something. Oh, look, it's growing now. Now they're all gonna grow. Why does it do this in the game? I don't understand. It drives me nuts. Like, you can spam stacks of bone meal on it. It won't grow, and then suddenly it's like, oh, hey, it's tree growing time. And then they'll all grow. I'm sure it's a bug. I've convinced myself, and I seem to be the only one that notices it for some reason. Like, it has been bugging me for years here. Anyways, let's check it out. So we got our 4 2x2 spruce trees. We go up our water elevator here, up to our end stone platform. This end stone is a hard block, so it doesn't get blown up by the TNT. And basically the TNT lands on these piston arms and falls down at the appropriate time. All perfectly calculated. Once we hit this pressure plate right there. That signals it to trigger. And all we gotta do is go up to here. Boom. You've seen it a million times. I use this tree farm all the time. I love it. So simple. And it works with like pretty much all the trees in the game, which is what makes it really nice. It's not fully automatic though. That's the trade-off. You have to like replant and put the bone meal yourself, that kind of stuff. But the harvesting is pretty much all taken care of. You see the TNT just drops down the center of the trees there. Gets them all. No TNT duping required. Oh, and you saw some of the stuff got picked up. We got a minecart running underneath the carpet and stuff here, which drops it off to a sorting system. Basically, it goes up an elevator here, a dropper elevator, to a bunch of item filters, which store the logs into the appropriate places. Spruce and dark oak, and I got a few that I haven't harvested yet. And then anything that doesn't get sorted ends up in here. Aha. So we also installed a skylight because a lot of the hermits are having a hard time finding me underground. So I figured I better add some more ways of getting down to my lower area here. So that's what this is for. Oh, I almost died. Oh, that was a bad one. Yeah, so a few days ago, we got invited over to our buddy XB Crafted's base. He just set up this brand new underwater PvP arena using tridents, and it was actually pretty cool, pretty fun. I've never done Trident PvP before, so I found it very interesting. It's actually, like, I like bow combat a lot, and it has some similarities to it. With Riptide, though, your positioning matters a lot, it seems. You want to be far enough away from your opponent where they can't hit you, but if they try to, then you can counterattack. With a loyalty, it's much like bow combat, though, where you wait for them to charge up their attack, and that's like when you go to hit them because they're not moving at that point when they're aiming. So you just want to try to get ahead of them so that, like, when they release their attack, you're dodging and you're moving freely instead of charging up your own attack. But yeah, it's was very, very different. It's very hard to hit someone in like the 3D space compared to bow combat or crossbow combat where it's 2D space and you generally people move in front of them, like they want to see where they're moving. In underwater, it's just like you're free to go wherever you want, right? So it's a lot harder to hit someone. You went Riptide again?
No. Oh, wow. I went flying.
Oh, ooh, that felt satisfying. So I'm going to give you a little update on what's been going on the server. If you haven't seen it, the hermits are all back from exile. Everybody's home. Everything's good again. It's nice to have everyone back. And it was decided by Judge B-Dubs. He flipped a coin. The permits are no more. Hermit permits are no more. They have been obliterated. Gone. We don't have to fulfill our permits. We only had the mossy cobblestone and andesite left that we didn't build shops for. So we are free from now on to do whatever we want in the shopping district. We can have our pop-up shops. We can build competitive shops if we want. We can do whatever we want. I think if I want to make money, the thing to do would be to open up a wind charge shop because nobody's done that yet. And there's a high demand for those. But, you know, to be honest with you, I had a plan for my permits and I just didn't do it. So even though these are terrible permits that I don't think are going to make me a lot of money, I have to go ahead with this plan or it's going to drive me nuts. You ever have one of those ideas that, like, you know, if you don't do it in that moment, it's never going to happen and you're going to feel bad forever that you never did it. That's what this is for me. I have an idea for a rock shop where we're going to sell our stone, our andesite, and all that stuff. And the only way we're going to sell our rocks if we have rock bottom prices, everybody. We're going to call our store Rock Bottom because we sell rocks. We got rock bottom prices. And get this, we're going to make a mini game in our store, kind of like we did with Ravager Rush, called Rock Bottom. And the goal in this game is to get from the top of world down to bedrock, to hit rock bottom as fast as possible without dying. I do not recommend you play this game in real life, though. I don't think it'd be nearly as fun. What we got to do is get our hole dug first off here. We're going to put our shop next to Tango's, his redstone shop. And all we got to do is run some TNT minecarts, dig a hole down to bedrock. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Now, when I say we want to dig a hole from the top of the world down to bedrock, I don't mean like from sky height. We're just going to do from the ground and dig down. We got a nice hill here, so it gives us a little bit more height, which is good. And then we can run a path next to Tango's shop. Then people will get a nice side view of his build because they don't really see this view too much. Just run a path up here to our shop. We'll put it on the hill here, I think. And how is this game going to work? That's the big question. So it's going to be like a parkour kind of game. But you know, in parkour, people get frustrated and upset because when they go to make a jump and they fail, they fall. And it's like, oh, I'm terrible. This is garbage. I don't enjoy this at all. In our game, the goal is actually going to be to get to the bottom as fast as possible. So if you miss your jump, you're actually succeeding in a weird way. You're going to use your life pool to guide how much damage you should take on the way down. Like, you want to get down as fast as possible. And as you lose hearts, you kind of sacrifice them to get down faster in places. Your first goal will be just to clear the level and then Like if the hermits want to compete on time, I'm going to have a timer going every run, and it'll automatically submit score, kind of like we do in Ravager Rush. I think this is a cool idea for a game though, because there's a lot of ways to like negate fall damage in Minecraft. Water, lava, slime blocks, honey, all types of vines. And I'm missing a few. I know beds are another one, although we probably don't want to use that because we don't want them respawning. But there's probably a few more. And we can use those as like shortcuts to get down faster and have like multiple paths. And they'll have to figure out what is the fastest route down. Some of the routes I think will be safer and easier. And then some of them are going to be more tricky jumps. Like maybe we'll throw in some Neos. Nothing too crazy though. I don't want to get too complicated with the parkour. I want it pretty simple. And then those will allow you to get down faster. Or maybe you have to jump into a 1x1 water or something, and like that's kind of hard to do. So then if you succeed, if you take that high risk, then you can get down faster. So that's kind of the plan going forward with this. I'm just teasing it today. I'm going to do most of the work in future episodes with you guys, hopefully. So the TNT minecarts, they pretty much dig a 7x7 hole with a bit of spillover. So if we want to move this and expand the hole, just go 7 blocks over. Add on our rails and turn on the next batch. There we go. Easy as that. Is that who I think it is?
Yes, there is.
That's
the
the
winner.
April winner.
Let's go.
This guy. Unbelievable
Grand
talent.
score. What was the grand score?
17 blew away the competition by a mile,
Legend.
Jimmy.
No one
Yeah.
even close to you.
No one was
No
close.
one.
It was insane.
Did anyone else play? Did anyone else even play?
Shh, we don't talk about that. Shh, shh.
Yeah, let's see what you got here, Jimmy. You will forever be remembered on the board.
Yeah, look at this.
Season
oh
8
my
winner.
Gosh.
17 whole
look at me.
points.
What a legend. Comes on the server and takes the crown with like 1 hour of playtime.
He just snuck
What a
it in
legend.
and dominated. It was crazy.
17 points.
Hey,
That's
Jiggles.
insane.
And
Yeah.
as the champion of the month, I present to you whatever you
Oh
want to do
my
with it. You get the trophy.
The month. Oh my gosh, he's a big boy.
There's a big
It's
boy.
amazing.
That gives you bragging rights. There are many people who really want a trophy
You-
that,
I
that
knew you
haven't
were
been
coming
able to
back.
get one yet.
Oh,
You opened a can of worms, mister.
Hey, you can rub it in their face
it,
if you
do it,
want.
Scar.
And
Wait, let
Jimmy,
me
come
see
look at
this.
this cheater over here. Come look at
So
the
yeah,
cheater.
that's what I say. Jiggles, come here. So Scar has wanted this for a long time. So he had it locked
Yeah.
in. And minutes before the month was over, Slimy Joel sneaks in and just eats a
Excuse-
win. That
No,
137.
he played after midnight.
He played after midnight?
it's best not to get Scar going on this because he won't.
yeah. It's worse than a Star Wars rant. Don't start it.
Oh dear. Yeah, so every once in a while we'll have guests on the Hermitcraft server, and we had Jimmy on about a month ago for the charity event. And while he was on the server, he played a bit of Ravager Rush. He got the top score. It was like a brand new month. And then nobody else tried to beat his score. I think they were being nice. They wanted him to win. And it just so happened he came on the server again today to play Hungry Hermits with Tango. And so we were able to give him his Ravager Rush award as well, which was pretty cool. A non-hermit won a month of Ravager Rush. Oh, and by the way, I got big news, everybody. Big news here. I'm excited about this. I just got myself a brand new computer. That's right. It's been about 4 to 5 years since I last got a computer. And this one, it was still actually pretty good. But I could tell a couple of the newer games it was starting to struggle a little bit with the frame rates. And it's like, I was having a little bit of issue with editing my videos. Like when I was rendering them, the odd time it would crash. Unless I shut off all my programs and just didn't touch my computer for a while. So, I was having a couple issues. And I got thinking, with the way the economy is right now, if I wait much longer, I'm gonna have to pay 30% more for a new computer because they're They didn't raise the price, I don't think, and that when they order the next shipment, then I think they're gonna jack it up 30%. So it's like, yes, this is the time. And I told myself, you know, I've never gotten a really good computer. I was gonna spoil myself, get something top of the line. I've never paid more than 2,000 Canadian for a new computer, and I looked for quite a while. I couldn't find one. I was so excited for it. It's like, aw. I found like a 5070 something or another i9 14900 for like 5,000. It's like, it should be a 5080 at least for that. But yeah, it seemed a little bit on the overpriced. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go medium because I like the pre-builts as well. That's my big problem. I go for the pre-builts. I've tried both ways, like where I build my own and I've had defective parts and then it's a big hassle setting it all up. I don't really like doing it anymore. I find value in them setting it up for me, even though I could do it myself. It just saves time. And then if there's a problem, I can just take it back to the store. And yeah, I just like it a lot more that way. So what did Etho get? I spent $1,600 Canadian. I got myself I'm going from a 2060 to a 4060. And I had a 9700 processor, i7, and I'm going to 14700 i7. So that's quite the jump as well. And I had only 16 gigs of RAM. That was a kind of a big problem with my current computer. And we're going to 32. That's right. I think I had DDR4 and now we're going to have DDR5. So quite a big improvement overall. I think if I understand things right, that should be like a 1.3 to 1.5 times speed improvement in general for most things. And I am looking forward to it. To be honest, I don't play a lot of AAA games. I'm not a huge fan of them. I find they're more spectacles than they are actual games. It's all about the show, right? It's all about the story. You got these unskippable cutscenes. When I play games, I want to play games. You know, I'm here for the gameplay, not for some movie. If I want a movie, I'll watch a movie. So I've never been a big fan of AAAs. I like indie games. So I don't really need a super strong computer for most games. But, you know, it's nice to have it. And for Minecraft, if I'm running shaders or something, I'll need that little extra power too. I was going to get a new computer a few years ago, but then Mojang optimized Minecraft like crazy. And I was like, well, maybe I don't need one now. Because it was struggling for a while. And now Minecraft runs great. So yeah, I waited a bit longer. But we're going to set it up. And my audio stuff might change a little bit next time. We'll see. But hopefully I'll get it set up for the next episode and everything runs just fine. Hopefully Windows 11 isn't a big pain. Windows 10 was starting to annoy me a little bit, so I'm a little scared. We'll see. But thank you for watching, everybody. That's going to do it for today. Until the next one, take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.